MythMakers Media presents Metra, a climate revolution with songs by Hartford.
A serial scripted audio podcast produced and mixed by Tom Mulvey. Starring Jeannette Bayardelle as a glove for a nose.
Cherrye J. Davis as Cori, Corinna Schulenburg as Sam,
And Fred Inkley as Tyler. Featuring Alia Munsch,
Sierra Rein,
Cristina Obando Sanchez as our wonderful tree nymph chorus. Yeah. Change the myth, change the world.
Welcome, MythMakers. We three tree nymphs present to you
Episode 7 of the scripted serial audio podcast of
Metra, a climate revolution with songs. We left off where we always seem to leave off.
Man of wealth and power, lying in order to grab more wealth and power.
Lying to the world, lying to themselves. So certain they will never, ever be held accountable for their lies.
Their deceit.
Their crimes. But not tonight, evil kings. Not tonight.
Now say goodbye to all you love. Say goodbye to all you love. Say goodbye.
God, I'm hungry.
I really am hungry.
Good.
Oh my God. I'm really hungry. I need food.
Not much I can spare. The rations we get are tight, and there are folks who depend on me to get 1 square a day.
I'm so hungry it hurts.
And I've got folks passing through from the south. Families out in that weather. Walking, just trying to survive from place to place until they can find a safe haven.
I'm more important than some...
Refugees. I'm sure that's what some of the border vigilantes said, too, as they stood on that wall.
Right next to the government troops.
Mowed down all those poor, thirsty, starving people coming up from Central America and Mexico. Just mowed them down by the thousands.
Immigrants. The ones they blamed before the trans folk.
The border vigilantes believed a myth they've been taught, that the wealth their nation possessed was their God-given right because of their hard-working, inherently good white Christianity.
While conveniently ignoring that their wealth was in no small part built on slavery, theft, and murder.
And they so righteously believed this myth that they happily killed poor refugees to defend it.
Funded by right-wing billionaires who egged them on.
I am not right-wing. I'm so hungry.
Yes. Hunger has a way of making labels meaningless. I mean, I'm sure some of the refugees we get now, folks from Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, were people who stood on that wall. Maybe some are even armies of Christ. Maybe some are even the folks who tried to kill me. Who knows? It's hard to care about that when people are starving.
I think you are too kind to them. They would not do the same for you.
No, they probably would not, but if the only kindness we give depends on the kindness we receive, then what kind of world do we have?
So, Tyler, you see what we can do? It's called the process, and you're ass-deep in it.
The what?
How far this goes, how much this hurts, depends on the choice you make.
I have done nothing wrong.
A man killed my sister. Men like your father.
I'm still so hungry.
And now you're not.
How?
But if you make one move for the door, she'll hit you with a hunger hurt so bad. Well, you don't want to know how bad that's going to feel. So you just sit there and pay very close attention. Because now you get to experience my moment of personal transformation. The story of Cori. This is going to get weird.
Yep. Oh, here we go. The story of Cori. Sitting in the back of the limousine, she suddenly finds herself taking stock, reflecting on her life's journey, and it's a moment she finds shockingly unique, because Cori never looked back.
Eyes forward. Keep moving forward, yeah. Cori, she never looked back.
Till now, sitting in the limo looking o'er her life, all the way back to childhood. Scholarship, private prep school, her resentful white classmates who claimed her straight A's simply inflated grades, inflated because of her race.
But I was just smarter and worked 10 times harder. So wipe that stupid smirk off your face. Cori, go, Cori, go.
Accepted into Harvard at 17? Well, her mother shocked as Cori talked about getting a business degree. Be a free clinic doctor, be a civil rights lawyer, be the change that you want to see.
But real change comes from money, Ma. Money is what writes history. Go, Cori, go, Cori, go, Cori, go.
Just then, the limo slowed as it approached a crowd of angry protesters. Police in riot gear confronted the crowds. Cori could see the faces of the protesters. Cori could hear them shout, read their signs, condemning the conference, condemning the greed of the wealthy, condemning the elitist capitalist system that Cori had vowed to use, to usurp, to somehow, some way, someday bend to the greater good.
Damn! No! Stop it! Hey, they're just protesting.
As the police attacked the protesters, the limo rolled on. Cori looked down at her clenched hands and realized she had unknowingly scratched them raw, drops of blood dotting her knuckles. Before she could find a tissue, the limo stopped. The driver turned and announced, "Mom, you have arrived."
Oh. Yeah.
They took her bags. She checked into the conference. Davos. The 2015 Economic Forum. Cori had arrived. She went to her room, collapsed into bed, but couldn't sleep.
Maybe I just need a drink. Something to eat.
She went down to the VIP lounge, got a cocktail, some pâté and cheese, checked her phone, and that's when she saw him.
No, not again! This is someone different this time. Oh my God! No, not him! Not him! I am Heinrich Ganz.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Is this seat taken?
Funny way to ask for a seat, by telling me who you are.
The room is crowded. I was hoping my name might curry favor with the woman who has an open seat at her table.
All right.
Since you so graciously allowed my imposition, at least let me buy you a drink.
To Cori's surprise, she said.
All right.
To Cori's continued surprise, she found herself enjoying the conversation.
You know, Cori, that crude oil short made you quite a reputation as a savvy prognosticator.
Well, really, Mr. Gantz?
Heinrich, I insist.
Well, Heinrich, Despite my good fortune with that one call, I really have to insist that my company's long-term growth has been more attributable to the algorithms I developed that helped ensure my fund's success.
Yes, blah, blah, blah.
Excuse me?
You received inside information from the Saudi Prince's Minister of Oil himself over delicious cocktails just like these. According to my inside sources, the Saudi Minister of Oil, he says you're quite charming.
I didn't charm. He just told me.
Cori, there's nothing you need to be ashamed of. He liked you. He decided to help you. And you decided to take his help.
I decided to do what was best for my investors.
Perfectly understandable. Because inside information is what keeps all of us on the inside. It keeps out the riffraff. Speaking of inside information, your hedge fund currently holds a considerable amount of stock in one of my energy companies.
Gant's natural gas. Yes. So, you didn't just need a random open seat at any table,
I try to eliminate as much randomness as possible. I needed this seat at your table because I like to know the people who can have an effect on my profit margins. For reasons I cannot discuss, I would greatly appreciate a long hold on Gant's gas.
If it benefits my investors.
If not them, it will benefit you, Cori. You see, I can be quite generous in showing my appreciation and quite expressive with my displeasure. So, Cori, how savvy are you?
I think I see Gant's gas as a good long-term prospect.
Savvy choice, Cori. Contact your banker at UBS after we speak. You'll find an initial token of my appreciation wired into your account. May there be many more.
How do you know about my Swiss bank account?
Information is my strong suit, remember? You shouldn't scratch at that. You're bleeding.
It happened getting out of the limo.
Yes. Even a limousine has its share of risk.
So, Heinrich, what sessions will you be attending? The 7 p.m. World Hunger Panel looks interesting.
A public forum? No, thank you. We leave those to the press and plebeians. The real action goes on in the private forums. Perhaps the private climate change panel? No press, no outsiders. It starts soon. You should get a seat.
You're not going?
I'll be there. I am the moderator.
You? Moderating a panel on climate change?
Does that surprise you?
I am in the room. Heinrich leads the panel.
Welcome to the panel.
First, there are the climatologists discussing the rising sea levels, the melting ice caps, the desertification, the loss of coastland, mass extinctions. Jesus Christ. And when they finish, they're followed by the generals, discussing the military plans in development to deal with the resulting millions of displaced refugees and shortages of food and water. And Heinrich, calm and nodding through it all.
Very interesting.
I do not feel calm.
Thank you,
The
generous.
world is fucked, and one of the leading world fuckers alive is leading a climate change panel? Huh, this is crazy. Then Heinrich introduces.
Our final speaker, a surprise guest, an old friend of mine whom I'm sure you all know.
Oh, everyone recognizes his name and the company he's from. Bechtel.
And I am the Bechtel Man. Hi there, Heinrich.
So glad you could grace us with your presence.
Bechtel. Almost every horrible thing going on in the world, they've got tentacles in it. Overthrowing governments, starting wars behind the scenes, and then getting the contracts to do the rebuilding.
And remember what happened then?
He and Heinrich are like the oldest, best besties ever. Just warmly shaking
I'm happy
hands.
to be here, Heinrich. Happy to
A
be
hand on each other's shoulder.
Good afternoon, fellow Davos attendees.
But why is the head of Bechtel speaking at a climate forum?
This isn't about how we got here today. We all know how we got here today. We got driven all the way. In a big black limousine. Here she comes. Big black limousine, got bulletproof glass, make me safe in the scene. My morning might be dirty, but my ride is clean. I got a big black limousine. I'm just driving down the road that's littered with bones. From the wars I start by picking up the phone. The world bleeds red while I see green in my big black limousine. I'm a Bechtel Man. He's the Bechtel Man. I'm your Bechtel Man. Fuck y'all. Climb on in. Climate change, it's a given, but that ain't gonna change the way we're living. Gotta be prepared, gotta have a plan. So don't be scared, Mr. Bechtel Man. When the world gets hotter by degrees, I can take care of your refugees. Build 10 shack resettlement communities. Take the mass graves for the casualties. That we won't see. This is where it won't suck to be. Wealthy motherfuckers like you and me. Calm and cool like kings and queens in a big black limousine. It's the Bechtel Man. I'm your Bechtel Man. It's the Bechtel Man. Yes, I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I love me a limo.
Who does not?
Any questions?
And that's when it happens.
Excuse me? Question. Hi. So what are we going to do?
I would suggest investing in the companies that would make the corrugated metals for the relocation camps. Invest in the firms making ready-to-eat rations for the coastal refugees. Invest in private security. There are investment firms already starting climate change funds to take advantage of all these common opportunities.
Hi, again. But what about fighting climate change?
I'm sure the invisible hand of the market will solve that problem, at least for those of us in this room. But in the meantime, of course, appearances are important.
Yeah.
Perhaps for those of you with higher profiles who have to be concerned about public opinion, I would suggest starting your own foundation that promotes research and discussion into green technologies.
But we could do something to stop it. The people in this room. We, with our money and power and influence, we could affect massive change. We could solve this problem. Think of the world you'll be leaving your children, your grandchildren. All right, keep laughing, because today is the day my hedge fund dumps every last fossil fuel stock.
What?
Going green, baby. Go fuck yourself.
I am not. How dare you? I am not that evil. What he did to my mom and my... How dare you? I am not my father. And that's not your story. That's fucking impossible. My father died over 10 years ago. You'd be in your 70s or 60s at least.
She needed more time with me, so she slowed things down for a bit.
Lies! I am not some fool.
Neither am I, Tyler. Not anymore. Not when so much depends on not being fooled. I spent years believing that myths like the invisible hand of the market would magically make the world a better place. Myths like fiduciary duty begins and ends with the good of the stockholder. The accumulation of wealth is sacrosanct. Greed is good. Myths created by wealthy men to excuse their overwhelming desire for more money and power and their willingness to destroy anyone and anything that got in their way. Davos made me realize my whole life was a lie, just like your life is.
What are you getting at?
Stop playing coy, Ty.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Your choice. So we continue. I realized that meaningful change from inside a corrupt system was impossible. And that is something you now need to realize. Because if you don't, things aren't going to go well for any of us. Now, are you going to sit there and pay very, very close attention as I tell you the rest of my story?
Yes.
Who knows? You might even enjoy the ride. So, after that panel, I was done with Davos. So I check out, call my assistant, book the next flight back to JFK. I try to get a limo to the airport, but I am told that suddenly, apparently only for me, there are no limos available. So I Uber. But on the way to the airport, I suddenly changed my mind and I had the driver take me to the train station instead. And I got on a train. Heading southeast anywhere, nowhere. Hard to get somewhere when your whole life's been a waste of time. Playing at being one of the boys, laughing at their jokes, telling a few of my own. Playing it sexy, not too sexy, cursing just as much as they did. And that was easy, 'cause underneath my smiles and jokes, my soul was one long scream. The train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on and on and on and on. All the good I dreamed of doing with the money I'd make someday, always somewhere off someday. Those dreams would not address the deep rotten cesspool where the rich boys play, but I'd become a part of it, part of a system of harm I swore would not co-opt me. But look now, look where it got me. The train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on and on and on and on. Then my lawyer calls me 'cause the Saudi minister of oil has suddenly, out of the blue, he told the SEC that I need Cori have been insider trading. Cori, you've been screwed. What am I gonna do? Now I'm really pissed. Heinrich, you evil prick, one day you'll pay for this. The train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on, train keeps rolling on and on and on and on. I lay down, staring at the ceiling, wide awake, dreaming I was leaving the ground, floating in the room, wrapped in a cocoon. I was feeling the pull of a blood red
Things get dark before the dawn. Lights out, Cori dream on.
A raging sea has swallowed me. I'm sinking to the bottom of eternity. Such a peaceful place to cease to be. I could lose myself so easily. But above, I see the surface. Are those clear skies? Yes, I still have a purpose. So I kick and rise. I swim and survive to reach a land uncharted. I'm still alive. So let's get this party started. Return. It's time to join the story tonight. You learn to dream like Cori. You're naked, breathless, super soaking wet. You're shaking in the darkness all alone, and yet you feel a rhythm, feel a beat, and you're starting to suss.
This dream's becoming fabulous.
At the edge of the forest, what do you see?
A pride of mighty lions staring back at me.
You call, they come, they curl at your feet.
Ooh, I pet their pretty heads and they purr so sweet.
In the sky, fireflies are really lighting up the night. To your surprise, you realize you two are glowing so bright. This dream is freaking fabulous. Graded plus wondrous, motherfucking fabulous.
Shedding my skin,
That's fabulous. Sliding out brand new, so fabulous. Beginning again. Breaking on through, so fabulous. See a million shiny snakes, a bazillion butterflies, a gazillion heavy scales just falling from my eyes. A collision with a vision that had been there all along. The hard-won truth of a sweet sad song is inside of me, guiding me to a distant shore. A place so familiar that I've never been before. A song so strong is all I hear. Cori, come near. Time for you to wake up now, girl. Time for you to wake and shake up the world. The world. That was some dream. Right time.
amazing.
So, yeah. Day came, got off that train, got on a boat. Boat had a name, Metra. Wow. Well, I'll be. That name seems so familiar to me. Took that boat to an island off the coast of Greece. All along I hear the song, yeah, that singing wouldn't cease. That night at the inn, I threw on a robe and I followed that singing to a dark wooded grove, a sacred grove, a singing tree. My past, my future, calling out to me. Her, true, and after all that I had been through, this tree nymph said, Cori, I've been waiting for you. And that's how the youngest black female hedge fund owner in history became a pretty plus wondrous, motherfucking fabulous, rhyming revolutionary.
Metra, a climate revolution with songs.
By the Hartfords. Starring Jeannette Bayardelle, Cherrye Davis, Corinna Schulenburg, and Fred Inkley. Featuring Alia Munsch, Cristina, Obando, Sanchez, and Rein.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us on Metra's journey so far. We have resources for finding your place in the climate movement at metrathemusical.com. And And if you love the show, please rate or review us and tell your friends. And if you'd like to support Metra, you can find a donation link in this episode's show notes.
Dialogue directed by Emily Hartford. Singing sessions directed by Tom Mulby. Songs written by Aglafinos, Corey, Sam, and yours truly, Tom Mulby. Music and vocal arrangements, as well as sound editing and sound design by Tom Mulby. All audio produced and recorded and mixed by Tom Mulby at MythMakers Media Studios. Principal casting by McCorkle Casting. Additional casting by MythMakers Media. Public relations and media outreach by Tink Media. Visit our website, metrathemusical.com, for a detailed list of credits and thanks. Follow us on Instagram and Bluesky at Metra the Musical, all one word. Metra, A Climate Revolution with Songs, is a production of MythMakers Media. Copyright Ned and Emily Hartford, all rights reserved. Remember, change the myth, change the world. You grade A+, wonder us, motherfucking fabulous climate revolutionaries. So now you've heard the episode where that reference comes from, so it should all make sense. See you on the streets.